To wedge clay, you want to be working on an absorbent surface like wood or plaster. So this is the ram's head technique for wedging clay. Think about how you're standing, put one foot in front of the other and lean into the clay. You're going to use this kind of part of both of your hands and you're going to push the clay forward. Make sure that you've got a kind of a nice round base so you can roll back and forwards easily, and just lean into the clay, and soon you'll be able to see why it's called the ram's head technique. It's a little bit like kneading bread, but what you're trying to do is expel all of the air from the clay and make the clay body completely consistent. So you can see now it's starting to look a little bit like a ram's head with the curly horns, okay? So once you've done that a few times, you're going to turn it 90 degrees, slam it down, take your wire, cut it in half, and with that rounded base, you're going to throw that onto your slab of clay and then continue. Move the clay around the board so that you're getting a dry space on the board each time, and lean into the clay and then roll up, throw it down again, cut it in half, and then with the rounded side you're going to throw that onto the clay again, okay? So this is the easiest one to get the hang of and good for wedging up smaller quantities of clay. So rolling it up again, throwing it down, cut it in half, and that rounded side you're just going to slam back on so you're not trapping any more air into the clay. You're trying to expel that air all the time. So when I pull it up, I'm using the palms of my hands on the edges of it to keep it in the ram's head shape so that it's not going to turn out into a long sausage. And leaning into it with these bits of my hands, okay? And you want to keep doing that until when you cut the ball in half, you won't have any air bubbles. You can see here, there's still a little bit of air bubbles in there as well. This is good as well if you want to introduce stains or oxides into your clay. This is a good way of mixing them into the clay body. So you can see I'm moving around the board to try to find a dry spot each time. And that is the ram's head wedging technique.